The more I read, the more I acquire, the more certain I am that I know nothing. The world is so full of a number of things. I'm sure we should all be as happy as kings.
It is hard work and great art to make life not so serious. Cherish that which is in you and shut out that which is without, for much knowledge is a curse.
Your own positive future begins in this moment. All you have is right now. Every goal is possible from here. Sometimes you have to lose all you have to find out who you truly are. Somebody may beat me, but they are going to have to bleed to do it. What we cannot bear removes us from life. What remains can be borne. Courage is feeling fear, not getting rid of fear, and taking action in the face of fear.
To become a lifelong reader, one has to do a lot of varied and interesting reading.
The reason why the universe is eternal is that it does not live for itself. It gives life to others as it transforms. The longer we live, the more weight we carry in our hearts. To know how much there is to know is the beginning of learning to live.
Some things in life are too complicated to explain in any language.
With the truth, all given facts harmonize, but with what is false, the truth soon hits a wrong note. Stop lying to yourself. When we deny our own truth, we deny our own potential. Every man should lose a battle in his youth, so he does not lose a war when he is old. I have been swimming inward and no longer drowning. I have been seeking the answers within myself. I can't seem to be a pessimist long enough to overlook the possibility of things being overwhelmingly good. The aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance.
It shocks me how I wish for what is lost and cannot come back. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination.
The more you are interested in others, the more interesting they find you. Be interesting, be interested. If this is long delayed, weapons are blunted and morale depressed.
More powerful than the will to win is the courage to begin.
We should be humble in our approach, but should not grumble towards life.
And remember, no matter where you go, there you are. In the midst of darkness, he alone sees the dawn. In the midst of the soundless, he alone hears harmony.
Concern yourself not with what you tried and failed in, but with what is still possible to do. All the work you are doing in silence is opening doors. Trust your pace.
I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand.
Whenever I'm feeling down, I always think back on all my goals and get instantly motivated. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do.
Your strongest muscle and worst enemy is your mind. Train it well. I never fail. It's just that the people around me succeed more than I.
The moment you recognize what is beautiful in this world, you stop being a slave. If you want to know a person's true character, observe how he treats those who don't matter.
Life is pain. Anyone who says otherwise is selling something.
Life is a moderately good play with a badly written third act. You can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. One lie has the power to tarnish 1,000 truths. Yet we must say something when those who say the most are saying nothing.
A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still.
There are truths which are not for all men, nor for all times. When you are on your path, and it is truly your path, Doors will open for you where there were no doors for someone else. No matter how slow you go, you are still lapping everybody on the couch. Be a person of substance to people, and not someone they wish they never met. I think of life as a good book. The further you get into it, the more it begins to make sense.
The cost of being wrong is less than the cost of doing nothing.
Every time I plant a seed, he say, kill it before it grow. He say, kill it before they grow.
What is of supreme importance in war is to attack the enemy's strategy.
If your dreams don't scare you, they are too small. There's a great joy in living a life others rarely understand.
Thus the expert in battle moves the enemy and is not moved by him.
Everybody gets so much information all day long that they lose their common sense.
I know the joy of fishes in the river through my own joy as I go walking along the same river.
Courage is living by the free will that one creates for themselves, not the life of monotony determined by another.
There are no second chances in life except to feel remorse.
The past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. The past is a place of learning, not a place of living.
Celebrate true friends. They are a part of you that always sparkles. Imagining something is better than remembering something.
Decide how badly you want it, then proceed accordingly. Stop feeling sorry for yourself and you will be happy. Don't hit it at all if it is honorably possible to avoid hitting, but never hit soft.
A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep.
In the face of change, do not be afraid to spread your wings and let the winds guide you to new horizon.
There's so much to be grateful for. Words are poor things. Memory can make a thing seem to have been much more than it was.
Your conscience is the measure of the honesty of your selfishness. Listen to it carefully. If we encounter a man of rare intellect, we should ask him what books he reads. The future is something which everyone reaches at the rate of 60 minutes an hour, whatever he does, whoever he is. The healing starts at the mountain, but you need the river to wash the pain away. Wisdom is the reward for surviving our own stupidity. For my part, I know nothing with any certainty, but the sight of the stars makes me want to dream. Before something great happens, everything falls apart.
Settle one difficulty, and you keep 100 away. Respect is earned. Honesty is appreciated. Trust is gained. Loyalty is returned.
Consistency is the true foundation of trust. Either keep your promises or do not make them. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. We are not leaving anyone behind. We have to stick together in order to stay safe. Kindness is not a business. True kindness expects nothing in return and should never act with conditions. You can't change the wind, but you can set your sails. No matter what you do, someone always knew you would. There has never been a protracted war from which a country has benefited. I am the truth, since I am part of what is real, but neither more nor less than those around me.
Humanity must forgive humanity, for only then can we be humane.
The worst part about being lied to is knowing you weren't worth the truth. You are the point of origin for everything in your world. You set the standard for yourself. Looking at beauty in the world is the first step of purifying the mind. Perception was easily accomplished, required little effort, and it never had to stand the test of reality. Don't leave a piece of jewelry at his house so you can go back and get it later. He may be with his real girlfriend.
Truth that came too late was as useful as a meal to a dead man.
The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is comprehensible.
The terrible thing about the quest for truth is that you find it.
You can always look up to others for inspiration, but never for comparison. If you're going to kick authority in the teeth, you might as well use 2 feet. Realize that everything connects to everything else. Good authors worry about genres, great authors don't. These mountains that you are carrying, you were only supposed to climb.
Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power.
Don't ever give up. Even if it's painful, even if it's agonizing, don't try to take the easy way out. The universe may not always play fair, but at least it's got a hell of a sense of humor. A thing may happen and be a total lie. Another thing may not happen and be truer than the truth. Look beyond the words spoken. Actions speak louder than words and reveal the true motives behind any pretext. When you hold a grudge, you want someone else's sorrow to reflect your level of hurt, but the two rarely meet. Everything that can be thought at all can be thought clearly. Everything that can be said clearly. Success always hugs you in private, but failure slaps you in the public.
If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle.
Having perfected our disguise, we spend our lives searching for someone we don't fool. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve.
Enchantment lies in everyday moments if you are observant.
If you give up what you want most for what you think you should want more, you'll end up miserable. You pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too. That's a part of it. We know everything, we just haven't thought of it yet. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. The world should have been in Technicolor, but seemed more like black and white.
When a wise man points at the moon, the imbecile examines the finger. Until you have suffered much in your heart, you cannot learn humility.
One can get used to ugliness, but never to negligence.
To understand the limitation of things, desire them.
What you focus on and the way you think will determine the way you live. The world is a tragedy to those who feel, but a comedy to those who think. Take care of your costume, and your confidence will take care of itself.
They don't actually want you to do your own thing, not unless it's their thing too.
What we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do. The boy and his heart had become friends, and neither was capable now of betraying the other. The seeker embarks on a journey to find what he wants and discovers along the way what he needs. To see what is right and not do it is the worst cowardice. We never know how high we are till we are called to rise. Then if we are true to form, our statures touch the skies. The best view comes after the hardest climb.
Done is better than perfect.
He's not your Prince Charming if he doesn't make sure you know that you're his princess. The path to success is to take massive, determined action. I said somebody should do something about that. Then I realized I am somebody.
Darkness ages faster than you'd think. It doesn't loiter on forever. The goal is to reduce the time of suffering, not eliminate it.
Life is essentially an endless series of problems. The solution to one problem is merely the creation of another.
There is no saint without a past, no sinner without a future.
He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. It doesn't matter where you are coming from. All that matters is where you are going. Normal is an illusion. What is normal for the spider is chaos for the fly. Stand up and walk. Move on. After all, you have perfect legs to stand on. A gentleman is someone who does not what he wants to do, but what he should do. If you don't have any shadows, you're not in the light.
Everything has its beauty, but not everyone sees it. Being defeated is often a temporary condition. Giving up is what makes it permanent.
Wanting him to come back before anyone notices part of the world has not moved since he left.
It's important in life. If you don't give a shit, it can help you a lot.
Give me the facts, and I will determine my own truths. Not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. What others think about you is none of your business. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. True success cannot be achieved until you have experienced failure.
Stand in the divine rain, and seeds of wisdom will grow in your soul.
I have two enemies in all the world, two twins inseparably fused, the hunger of the hungry and the fullness of the full.
Only those who attempt the absurd can achieve the impossible.
I do not believe anyone can be perfectly well who has a brain and a heart. Stop doing what is easy, start doing what is right. Life is pleasant. Death is peaceful. It's the transition that's troublesome.
If a craftsman wants to do good work, he must first sharpen his tools.
Art and life are subjective. Not everybody's going to dig what I dig, but I reserve the right to dig it.
When we embrace who we are, the world embraces us right back.
To capture an enemy's army is better than to destroy it. We will all pass through a sorrowful stage in life. When it's your turn, don't let the storm sweep you away.
Any intelligent fool can make things bigger and more complex. It takes a touch of genius and a lot of courage to move in the opposite direction.
You may tend to get cancer from the thing that makes you want to smoke so much, not from the smoking itself. A point of view can be a dangerous luxury when substituted for insight and understanding.
Make your lives a masterpiece. You only get one canvas. Don't be afraid of enemies who attack you. Be afraid of the friends who flatter you. The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing.
Don't waste your time in anger, regrets, worries, and grudges. Life is too short to be unhappy.
Be willing to leave the ground behind if you want to fly.
People are almost always better than their neighbors think they are.
Slowly we became silent, and silence itself, if an enemy to friendship.
It does not take courage to kill, it takes courage to live. What one generation finds ridiculous, the next accepts, and the third shudders when it looks back on what the f***s did. The man who has some respect for his person, keeps his carcass out of sight, hides himself as perfectly as he can. Who we are in the present includes who we were in the past. It had never occurred to me that our lives, which had been so closely interwoven, could unravel with such speed.
Life is too short when you think of the length of death. Respond intelligently, even to unintelligent treatment.
The fact that you aren't where you want to be should be enough motivation. Those who are wise won't be busy, and those who are too busy can't be wise. There are many rivers that we cross in our lifetime. Unfortunately, some of those rivers just don't have bridges.
Life is worth living when you have someone to share it with.
Wisdom comes from experience. Experience is often a result of lack of wisdom. Some of us are busy doing things. Some of us are busy complaining. One does no question miracles, or complain that they are no constructed perfectly to one's liking. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all.
Other people's opinion of you does not have to become your reality.
The expert in battle seeks his victory from strategic advantage and does not demand it from his men. Control your thoughts, or your thoughts will control. Those who wish to read always find a book. There are new chapters, new pages, and new journey to embark on. It is very tough to climb a mountain. However, it is not as tough as convincing yourself that you can climb it.
He who knows his enemy and himself well will not be defeated easily.
You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. If your absence doesn't bother them, then your presence never mattered to them in the first place. Whether we like it or not, modern ways are going to alter and in part destroy traditional customs and values. The way to make your dreams come true is to start believing in them.
You know, the minute you stop thinking about it, it'll happen.
The only time you should ever look back is to see how far you've come.
3 rules of work. Out of clutter, find simplicity. From discord, find harmony. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity.
Almost everything is changeable, improvable, and achievable unless the laws of nature prevent it from happening.
The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. I don't think of all the misery, but of the beauty that still remains. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. Keep your dreams. You never know when you might need them. If truth doesn't set you free, generosity of spirit will. The smallest light has greater power than the largest darkness.
Some beautiful paths can't be discovered without getting lost. When we cannot find the good things that we're looking for, let the good things that are looking for us find us.
Feel your emotions. Live true your passions. Keep still your mind. Be not afraid of going slowly. Be afraid only of standing still. As he learns the truth will automatically free him. Do not let the roles you play in life make you forget who you are.
The whole secret of a successful life is to find out what is one's destiny to and then do it. The things you do for yourself are gone when you are gone, but the things you do for others remain as your legacy.
Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars.
Be not angry that you cannot make others as you wish them to be, since you cannot make yourself as you wish to be. The Master said, "A true teacher is one who, keeping the past alive, is also able to understand the present. You can take my life, but you'll never break me. So bring me your worst, and I will definitely give you mine." Sometimes wisdom came from strange places, even from giant teenage goldfish. It's a sad day when you find out that it's not accident or time or fortune, but just yourself that kept things from you. The end may justify the means as long as there is something that justifies the end. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak that he may grow arrogant. I know I'm not going to be in your head all the time, but once you know me, I'll be forever in your heart.
The man who has forgotten self may be said to have entered heaven.
It is not enough to show how clever we are by showing how obscure everything is. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Time has always been the greatest ally to truth, as time eventually relieves and reveals all. There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so.
You fall because you are human, and rise because you are divine.
Everyday gratitude sweetens what appears flavorless and brightens all that appears dim.
The only way you can know where the line is if you cross it.
A man, though wise, should never be ashamed of learning more, and must unbend his mind.
Shoot for the moon. Even if you fail, you'll land among the stars.
The state is that great fiction by which everyone tries to live at the expense of everyone else. Just keep moving forward and don't give a shit about what anybody thinks. Do what you have to do for you. You were put on this earth to achieve your greatest self, to live out your purpose, and to do it courageously.
Recognizing power in another does not diminish your own.
The strong man is not one who is good at wrestling, but the strong man is one who controls himself in a fit of rage. If you hang out with chickens, you're gonna cluck, and if you hang out with eagles, you're gonna fly.
Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground.
People will not remember what you did for living. They will remember how you touched them with kindness and loving. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves.
Wake up with determination. Go to bed with satisfaction. Don't complain about the snow on your neighbor's roof when your own doorstep is unclean. Heaven is like an egg, and the earth is like the yolk of the egg. The petty thief is imprisoned, but the big thief becomes a feudal lord. Be patient when becoming someone you haven't been before. Don't depend too much on anyone in this world, because even your own shadow leaves you when you are in darkness.
Knighthood lies above eternity. It doesn't live off fame, but rather deeds. Those who count things are not worthy of assisting the people. Judge no one, just improve yourself. Tragedy and adversary are the stones we sharpen our swords against, so we can fight new battles. One day can change your life, one day can ruin your life. All life is 3 or 4 big days that change everything.
Half of seeming clever is keeping your mouth shut at the right times.
Weak people revenge, strong people forgive, intelligent people ignore. You never know when the truth will come home. You can't choose the time chooses you. I am certain of nothing but the holiness of the heart's affections and the truth of the imagination.
If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor.
Before you can successfully make friends with others, first you have to become your own friend. The fundamental things in a man are not the things he explains, but rather the things he forgets to explain. It frightens me, the awful truth of how sweet life can be. On the whole, human beings want to be good, but not too good, and not quite all the time. Though all men be equally frail before the world, the differences between them are terrifying. The secret of life, though, is to fall 7 times and to get up 8 times. The life of the enemy. Whoever lives for the sake of combating an enemy has an interest in the enemy's staying alive. A concept is a brick. It can be used to build a courthouse of reason, or it can be thrown through the window. Give it your all, because greatness awaits those who rise to the occasion with unwavering determination.
Believe those who are seeking the truth. Doubt those who find it.
Friendship with oneself is all important, because without it, one cannot be friends with anyone else in the world.
We are finite, in that we are a product and source of the infinite. It's what's in yourself that makes you happy or unhappy.
To burn always with this hard gem-like flame, to maintain this ecstasy, is success in life. There are three things all wise men fear: the sea and storm, a night with no moon, and the anger of a gentle man.
In business, professionalism is not a tactic, but a moral value. Sometimes, the best of God's gifts arrive by the shattering of all the window panes.
To be even-minded is the greatest virtue. Wisdom is to speak the truth and act in keeping with its nature. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Little risks brings little success. Great risks brings forth great success. If he sends reinforcements everywhere, he will everywhere be weak.
No amount of experimentation can ever prove me right. A single experiment can prove me wrong.
Of life's two chief prizes, beauty and truth, I found the first in a loving heart, and the second in a laborer's hand. Don't quit. Nothing lasts forever, not even pain.
I don't think there's anything wrong with telling the truth. I know it isn't fashionable.
The highest activity a human being can attain is learning for understanding, because to understand is to be free. Don't bother just to be better than your contemporaries or predecessors. Try to be better than yourself. My hope still is to leave the world a bit better than when I got here. Never force yourself on people. Never complain after missing an invitation. Never whine when they take you for granted.
Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance.
There are three sides to every story: yours, theirs, and the truth somewhere in the middle. Don't have hope that your situation will be better. Have hope that your future will be brighter. Becoming well-known is the most valuable element in the connection process.
Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose.
Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. The person you hurt the most in this world was the person that brought you into it. We never realize just how many other lives we can help when their paths cross our own.
Receive with simplicity everything that happens to you.
Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced.